C, a first-time caller out of New Jersey. C, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it.
Hi, how are you doing, Jesse?
All is well, C. How are you?
I'm doing great.
All right.
What I want to talk about is, about how, you always criticize black people, and I don't think that's right. There's a lot of things I agree on you with, but then a lot of stuff I don't.
Give me one thing that you disagree with.
Well, like the Harlem Renaissance, back then, blacks were doing a lot. Like, they were entertainment.
Back when?
They had jobs.
Back when?
But then when you look at, back in the 1940s.
Were you born then?
In the 1950s and the 60s.
Were you born in the 1940s?
But then...
Were you born in the 1940s?
No, but I was reading...
Why are you concerned about the 1940s and the 1940s doesn't exist anymore?
Well, I was reading on the history of it.
Drop it. Don't read it. How old are you, C?
I'm 20.
You 20?
Yes.
I recommend, do what you want, to forget about that mess. They lied to you. You've been lied to by other black people to cause you to hold on to your anger, and your life going to be hell to pay. Anger is not good. And the 1940s and the 1950s doesn't exist anymore. I would recommend you live in the presence of God right here, right now.
Well, I was just reading on the history.
I wouldn't read that mess because they're not telling you the truth. They don't write true history anymore.
But I was noticing that it wasn't black people that was the thugs. It happened to be white people. Because you look at Al Capone and Babyface Nielsen and all the Public Enemy #1s was nothing but white people.
No, those are Italians. You just name Italians.
Well, it weren't no black people, though.
They weren't white people either. It was Italians, man. You don't know the difference between a white person?
What about Bonnie
you don't
and
know
Clyde?
the difference between a spaghetti and a ham sandwich?
Well, what about Bonnie and
Wait,
Clyde?
you're not answering my question. Do you know the difference between a spaghettis and a ham sandwich?
Yes.
One is white, the ham sandwich. Which one is the white people, the ham sandwich or the spaghettis?
Jesse, that's racist.
What do you mean?
Yeah, that's kind of racist.
Which one is white, the spaghettis?
The ham sandwich.
I rest my case. So why are you calling Italians white people?
Well, their skin color is, but they speak different languages.
Is your skin color black?
What happened?
Your skin color, is it black?
Yes.
And are you an American or Somalian?
I'm an American.
So would you want to be called a Somalian if you are a black American?
No.
So why are you calling white people Italians if they're white?
Because their skin color, you got to look at it.
But look at your skin color. You look like a Somalian.
But anyway, you got to look
I know
at
anyway.
Bonnie and Clyde.
No, where's Bonnie and Clyde now?
They're dead.
I rest my case.
I'm talking about in all the other in John Dillinger, who was a bank robber. All of them. He wasn't Italian. He was from somewhere in the Midwest or the South or something.
South of Italy. Let me ask, why is this important to you, see?
Because how you talk about how black people are thugs, but they were never
Not all
thugs,
black, not all of y'all, just some.
And then when white people were the ones that invented the mafia, they invented...
No, what's wrong with you, man? I just told you those are Italians. What's wrong with you, see? I just told you, no, see, those were Italians, not white people.
So ask me something. Why do you think, how do you think all blacks are immoral?
You said ask you something?
Yeah, ask me.
You want to ask? You want me to ask you that question?
Well, answer me.
What?
Answer me.
Do you want me to ask or answer?
Immoral.
Why do I think most black people are immoral?
Yes.
I say most, not all, but most. Because they're having their babies out of wedlock. They are begging and blaming the white people. They're very angry and violent. Blacks in their own communities are not safe. The black man is no different than the black woman. He has the same mentality and emotions as a woman. They want reparations and they want affirmative action. They want work. They want to start businesses. Should I go on and on?
No. If we're so angry, why do white people want to carry around guns and assault rifles? Who do you think is more cowardly then?
So if they're carrying around guns and assault rifles to protect themselves from y'all.
But how though? That's being more scarier.
No, you don't realize that the blacks. You don't realize that most, not all, black people are scary.
No, they're not scary. But why?
Have you ever gone to an all-black event?
Yes, I have.
Have you ever gone to a black funeral?
Yes, I have.
Were you scared?
No.
You should have been. I was just so scared. You're just one of them. That's why.
Well, I mean, and I lived in the worst neighborhood.
Well, no wonder.
Ever, and I never feared any black person.
So you live in the worst black neighborhood.
The blood members, and I was never afraid of them, and they respected me.
So you live in a worse black neighborhood, and you're not afraid?
I used to live in a worse black neighborhood, but I was never fearful of them.
And then you moved to a white neighborhood?
Well, it's not a white neighborhood. It's kind of like a diverse neighborhood.
If you weren't afraid, why did you move?
Well, it's a different, not moving, but, it's kind of a different, more diverse area.
Why did you move out of the all-black bad neighborhood if you were not afraid?
Because I was moving to a different city.
But why? Why did you move to a different city into another bad black neighborhood? Why did you move to a white neighborhood?
I mean, I don't consider nowhere bad. I mean, unless you make it yourself, because you got...
Why did you're not answering my question? What's wrong with you? You're not answering any question. Why didn't you move to another bad black neighborhood when you left the one you moved from?
Why are you considering it a bad black neighborhood?
I'm not going to play that game with you. Why did you move to a black neighborhood? Because you call it, you said you live in the worst neighborhood before. Why did you move to?
I'm not considering it black though.
Why didn't you move?
Anybody can be violently or rude.
No, anybody can't be. Why did you not? Why didn't you move to another worse neighborhood when you left the worst neighborhood that you were in? Why didn't you move to another worse neighborhood?
Because that's like asking a millionaire or somebody. They end up getting money and stuff and moving to a nicer area. I mean, you're not making no sense.
What do you mean?
I mean, like you're saying, like that's like asking, like Tupac or Jay-Z or anybody famous. That's like asking them why didn't they stay in their old neighborhood?
Why didn't they?
Because I mean, they might have fear of getting robbed and stuff. I mean, look at Nipsey Hussle.
That's what I'm saying. But if they move to a white neighborhood, when they move to a white neighborhood, they don't have that fear, right?
But it's not. I don't consider that a white neighborhood when everyone can move.
So when you're in a black neighborhood, you don't consider yourself as being in a black neighborhood? You think being in a black neighborhood, do you call it being in a white neighborhood?
No, I mean, it's like it can be a worse neighborhood. Anybody can be. You got white crackheads. You got white crackheads, Latinos, all types of people who can be doing wrong living there.
Hey, C, your name C?
Yes.
Do you smoke pot?
Nope.
Do you smoke pot?
No.
Have you ever smoked pot?
No.
Do you do cocaine?
Nope.
Are you doing acid?
Nope.
Something wrong with your mind.
Why? I mean, why? Because I'm defending black people. I mean, you want to stereotype them.
No, they're stereotyping themselves.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
But how are they stereotyping themselves?
By being immoral, being angry, being out of control, blaming and begging and whining and carrying on. I got to run, man. Call me again, see.
That's not true.
See, call me again.
All right.
Are you a Christian?
No.
I didn't think so. Thank you, but are you atheist?
No.
Are you Muslim?
I'm Jewish.
Oh, but if you're Jewish, I got a miracle for you. An afro for you.
What?
You're not Jewish. The Jews don't want you.
Yes, I am.
Don't be claiming that you're embarrassing the Jews.
How?
But being the way you are, talking about you're a Jew, you ain't no Jew. You're not Jewish. I can think of many things, but not Jewish. Amazing. And don't forget to like, follow, tweet, subscribe, and share the Jesse Lee Peterson radio show, folks. We really appreciate it. We are at war. It is a spiritual battle for the soul of America. And it's going to take all of us to do it.